Today is Tuesday, April 9th, 2013. Now, yesterday I went and looked at a house on Baudin Street at 3726 Baudin Street, and I did some measurements and a sketch, and I'm sketching out some possibilities for this vacant house that Eddie and I found about 2 blocks from us on Baudin Street. We've gone online, we've looked for the owners, and the owners for this house are a couple of men named Garibaldi, apparently. That's all we can find, but they don't seem to be in New Orleans anymore. We looked up their names and addresses in the phone book. They had an inactive status for their business. We found their names in a business directory online, and they were listed as the last owners of this property. But we're trying to locate them, but nobody has touched this house since Katrina. So Eddie and I are going to go in and just start cleaning it up. And in the meantime, we're going to be trying to get in touch with the owners and see if maybe we can make a deal. Refrigerator. This is a row of cabinets above. There's the refrigerator, cabinet, sink, dishwasher, cabinet, 24-inch stove with a vent. The vent is vented out, and a little bit of cabinet at the end. So that's a, let me see, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 and a half foot long kitchen. And this is a dining and work and gathering area. There's the bathroom. This is the stairway that comes up. And in here is the bedroom and the closet. And I drew this. This is the house we looked at on Monday, yesterday. And it's 3726 Baudin Street. It's a vacant, abandoned house. And Eddie and I have been looking, we're trying to track down the owners because we basically want to just, do what we can to acquire it through legal channels, but we also don't have a place to live. So basically we are solving our homeless problem by basically we're just going over there and cleaning this place up. And we're going to camp out in it, and try to restore plumbing and electricity in it. And in the meantime, we're looking for whoever legally owns this. We would like to write them a letter, and say, you haven't touched this house since Katrina. It's going on 7 years that it's been vacant. We're willing to clean it up. Okay, so I came up with a floor plan. I went over and measured the front of the house. The sides of the house have a lot of weed, trees, and overgrowth. So tomorrow Eddie and I are going over there with yard tools, rakes, and clippers, and we're just going to clean it up. But the house looks like it's about 50 feet long, and that's what I've drawn out here. This is 10 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Each quarter square inch grid on this grid paper equals 1 foot. And so I've drawn this to scale. I've got 14. I've also measured the lot. These dotted lines here represent the lot line, and it's a 20-foot wide lot with a 32-inch path on one side and a 42-inch path on the other side. And there are fences on both sides. And there's a small 15 by 15 foot yard, or I guess 15 by 20 foot yard in the back, and it's overgrown with weed trees. So, we don't know how long the house is. On tomorrow, Eddie and I are gonna measure the length and get an exact. But a common length for these long New Orleans, Louisiana houses is 50 feet. Sometimes they're 40 feet, sometimes 50, often go up to 60 and 70 feet. So I did 50 feet here, including the porch. I put 6 feet in for the porch. It's got a porch balcony on the second floor. On the first floor is what we call a raised basement. And someone put underneath the porch, someone built a concrete wall structure. And then the walls that support the rest of the house are, they're lumber structure walls. They're timber structure walls that are probably set on a sill of concrete on the ground. But we'll find out more about that when we go to the property tomorrow and we start cleaning it up. But we have to be out of the space we're living in by the end of the month, by April 30th. And today is April 9th, and like I said, tomorrow is April 10th, and we're going to start cleaning up this vacant property that we found. So anyway, I did a floor plan based on a 50-foot length, and so tomorrow we'll find out whether it's shorter than that or longer than that. But within 50 feet minus 6, that brings this into 44 feet, minus the thickness of the walls, that's 43 feet from here to here. And that assumes room for a 10-foot wide bedroom and a 13-foot long bedroom. All the rooms inside this 14-foot wide house would roughly be 13 feet wide, because in these old wooden houses, the structural timber exterior walls are generally about 6 inches. Okay, so it's 14 feet wide, 13 feet on the inside, and I've done a speculative drawing here, assuming about 43 feet from back wall to front wall, and then there's the porch and balcony. And so I have a 10-foot by 13-foot bedroom. I've got a 3-foot by 8.5-foot closet. I've got 3-foot wide steps, because that's generally up to code. That's the code. The code minimum in most places is generally 36-inch wide steps. Now there is already a stairway in this house, but it's kind of crappy. But it is close to this location, so we'll use the original staircase that's there. But like I said, it looks like it could use some upgrades. And then at the top of the stair, the bedroom would be back here, and this would be open. This little hallway is created by a bathroom, which is 5 feet by 8.5 feet, and then okay, I had to tend to a small interruption. Okay, so I have the bathroom. That's where I was. The bathroom is 5 feet by 8.5 feet, and then we have this open. Basically, the area that's left over is for a corner row kitchen and an eating, dining, working and gathering area. In this small of a space, there's no room for a living room. So when we do the measurements tomorrow, we may find out that it's longer and there may be room for a sitting area or a living room. But as it is now, we've got a 12.5 foot of space here for kitchen cabinets and appliances, and we got room for a big table, and I indicated a 4-foot by 8-foot table, because basically that's the kind of table we could make out of a piece of plywood. But we have a table right now that's roughly like 3 feet by 7 feet, and that would also fit in that space. So anyway, that's the speculative plan for right now. Like I said, we've got the dotted lines on this floor plan drawing. The dotted lines represent the width of the 20-foot lot, and this is the 14-foot house. And this is the second floor, and this is the ground floor. And anyway, it's an interesting little house because it's a 2-story house. It's a kind of house that in New Orleans is referred to as a raised basement. So this is the raised basement, and the little house is up here. By the way, it does not have the 2 French doors with the shutters on them. That is basically that's my wish of how to remodel it. Right now, it's got like 1 door here with 2 side lights, and it is boarded over with plywood. So right now, this little house, it's got 1 door and window opening here that's boarded up, and it's got a door down here that is partially boarded up. So anyway, it's a small house that it appears to be structurally sound, but it needs a lot of care. It needs a lot of cosmetic work. So we're going to see what we can do with this. Okay.